changed since then, though, in terms of what they let you do on those blocks. How much tougher do you think it is to block a kick now than it was then?
I'm not quite sure because I'm not really clear on the rules because I haven't been a member of that team. So,
All right.
they've really not made me clear on the new rules. I just knew that the position they put me in was as a jumper. In 2011, I was in the line, rushing the lineman. And I just knew as a jumper I couldn't engage or try to jump over the line. I had to jump straight in the air.
That's the big rule change, yeah. And you did jump straight up. How tough is that timing to get down, especially if you haven't done before?
Yeah, I was blessed with the Tyler and Cody and Austin. They got a great push, so I was able to see the ball get snapped and the kicker approach it. So I was able to time it up pretty well. It goes back to my basketball career too in high school. Shot blocking was one of my assets.
What did it feel like? I mean, how much of the ball did you actually feel? Was it what, about 2-3 fingers you got on?
Yeah, maybe about three fingers. And it was kind of, my initial reaction was I got it, but then I turned around and I see the ball keep carrying. I thought it was going to go in, but I was blessed to get enough of it.
Marcel, can you talk about the player's point of view, how big of a win that was for you guys, just to have another stiff test and just to pass it, by the slimmest of margins again, but you passed, you're still undefeated.
Yeah, it's huge, Our goal is to go 1-0 every week, whether that's by 1 point or by 100. I don't care if we go 11-0 by a combined total of 11 points. As long as we get it done, that's our goal. Go 11-0 or 1-0 every week. And because we could easily right now be 3-4, but we got a lot of competitors in our locker room, and when it's crunch time, our guys are going to compete.
The television cameras had a great shot of you and your dad afterwards, exchanging a big hug over in the stands. What was that moment like for you? You've been in this program a long time, and I know your dad's been in all those games. What was that moment like for you?
It was great because it's funny because he's actually been to more games than I have. In 2010, I came down with the flu. He already bought his plane ticket and didn't go to Ole Miss. I missed out on Ole Miss, but he was there and I wasn't. But it's great because it's great in times like this where I came through with a huge play for our team, but his support has just been amazing over the years. Him and my mom. I've got my wife and my son now. I just got a great support system at home, and I really appreciate them. But it's also great in times like last year in Tulsa. I had a pretty bad game. I played. It was a rough game for me, and to have my dad there, just to embrace him after the game, it just really means a lot to me for him.
You mentioned your son. I know Josiah's got a few months on baby Dallas, but has that changed your perspective on these games? Do you find yourself kind of making mental notes of stories you're going to tell him when he's older now, or how has that changed things for you?
You know what? I was thinking about that this morning. Actually, it's crazy you asked me. I was thinking about how I can't wait to tell him about this game versus San Diego State. This was probably the biggest play of my career, and just to be able to tell him about it later is going to be awesome.
Along those same lines, Coach was talking earlier about the way the fans travel down to San Diego to see this game. How much does that mean to you guys when you go to an opponent's stadium, you look around, and you see the Red Wave out there? You're going to have another game coming up in San Jose where I assume it's going to be very similar.
It's great, when we're going into a hostile environment, going on the road pretty much every week. No matter where we go, it's our guys with we travel about 60 guys plus the coaches. It's about 80 versus however many they have. But our fans showed up and showed out in San Diego. And when San Diego was on offense and our defense was making plays, it started to get pretty loud. And it was great to hear, great to see.
Do you see that impact the other team at all when, like you said, you're at their place, your team makes a play, and the crowd gets real loud? Do you see the team kind of react to that?
Yeah, it's I give all the credit to San Diego. I think they handled it really well, but I'm pretty sure they didn't expect that many people to show up for us.
Can you put a finger on what makes this Fresno State team different from all the other Bulldog teams you've been on?
You know what? Not to sound cliche or anything, but it goes back to coaches' core values of trust and love. I honestly say that I trust and love everyone in that locker room. I'll give you an example. LJ is one of my, he's my roommate. And once I heard what happened with him, I went over to him, you know, and he was all down and out. I can tell you, I honestly almost started crying because I just felt so bad for him. And, you know, I love those guys, man, and I'll put it on